Alright, so third time's a charm, and YouTube is retarded for not telling me that I couldn't upload a fucking video that was more than 15 minutes long before now. You know, when I had already made one, so I get my first video where I pretty much spilled my guts. That one just gets screwed up, doesn't upload. The next one, I went on a tangent, and it doesn't upload too, so I'm going to look to another solution for this. I know Tumblr's video thing's broken, so I'm obviously not going to be using that. But YouTube is not the solution for this. I decided to start a video journal about my personal battle with schizophrenia, and almost like just to see if I'm improving to myself. I went through, and you get to see me at my angriest at the moment, I guess. I went through a pretty rough night last night, and anyway, so I'll start things off the way that I did before, while I calmed down. I was diagnosed with schizophrenia when I finally started talking to people about it, I guess. I was 16, so about 8 years ago. But it started happening when I was like 13 or 14, and it's just gotten progressively worse over the past about 10 years. I was medicated for a little while, unmedicated for a little while, medicated, and then unmedicated. I'm unmedicated, and I've been unmedicated for a long time now, and I'm not telling anybody that they should be unmedicated. Let me first start off with that. And just medication didn't work for me. I didn't want to play the let's try this drug, let's take this drug to counteract the side effects for this one. I felt like I got to the point where I was strong enough mentally, and maybe that was a delusion on my end, because look where I am now. My entire life is falling apart because I let things externalize. I lost my whole life in the past 5 months, and I'm trying to put it back together now, but that's all I really feel like saying about that. So yeah, 10 years. So this is going to be a lot shorter than the 20-minute ones that two 20-minute ones. I wasted over an hour of my morning doing this because YouTube is stupid and doesn't tell you things when it should. Like, it's like, oh wait, never mind, you made this video. But back on topic, I try to cool off about that. I don't care if anybody calls me a liar anymore. I'm coming out online in a very public way of I have schizophrenia. I hear voices in my head, I see things, I hear things that I really don't want to hear, thoughts in my head about hurting myself and other people. I pick at my skin compulsively sometimes. You can see around my eyes. I've been scratching at my eyes a lot lately, which the picking at myself thing is rather new. Seeing things started about 3 years ago. Hearing things was the original thing that was broken in my head, I guess. So people ask me, you know, what's it like? Like, I get that question every time. What's it like? And some of you will be very familiar with this explanation because it's the one that I've given to you, because that's the only way I can explain it. Imagine being in a room. Imagine being in a crowded room with dozens of people in it. And they're all yelling at you. Coughing, screaming, just totally inconsistent, incoherent sometimes, and then telling you to kill yourself and you're worthless and hurt this person that you're talking to right now, you know, take what's in your hand, stab them in the throat with it, things like that. And I hope that doesn't deter anyone from wanting to spend time with me, but I figured that I should be honest with you about, like, when I space out, that's what's going on. If you can't cope with that, that's understandable, but anyway, imagine that you're in this room and you can't walk out of the room. You can never get away. You have to act like it's not happening. Try to carry out a normal social situation while you have people screaming at you that no one else can hear. You just can't ever leave. And just really gets to you some days. Last night was pretty bad. I can't explain it any better than just you. It's like being in hell, I guess. Your own personal hell, anyway. Where it just you can't get out of it at all. You're stuck there for the rest of your life for 10 straight years, or however much longer you stay alive. It's gonna be there. And some days you really, just from that, feel like giving up. And it's really hard to trust people when you've got this constant little voice. Well, not little, it's loud. There's plenty of them, it's not just one. Telling you that somebody's lying to you. You know, like, so then you get, like, go into detective mode and you analyze everything that every person fucking says to you. And you just you don't trust anyone. You don't trust yourself. So that's what that's like, auditory wise. That's kind of the most personal and impersonal way I can explain it, without going into detail, super detail, about how it is on a minute by minute basis. And pretty much anybody out there that is suffering through what I call your own personal hell every day, you know, every minute, every hour. Sometimes it's more extreme than others, but just if you need help, get it. If you can fight it on your own, fight it on your own. I know it keeps me up at night. Point where I can't even really call what I do when I sleeping most of the time, because it involves either I'm going to try to sleep like a normal person tonight, and then I just have a nightmare, and wake up an hour later. Maybe sometimes I'll sleep for like 3 to 5 hours, or I'll just stay up like I guess I'm doing today, and then when I just can't stay awake any longer, I pass out for like 7 or 8 hours, and rinse and repeat, do it again, just hope that it's different next time. I see things, like I said, that started about 3 years ago. Most commonly what I see, it's almost like a feeling of being haunted. And I'd have had other people that I talked to with similar situations kind of explain some of the things that they see the same way, which is it's like shadowy, smoky figures most of the time. It gets a lot more intense when I haven't slept. I mean, everything does. But I mean, that's pretty easy to ignore in some regard, because it's so unreal that, you know, that you can just be like, hey, that's not happening, you know? So, I guess that's all I really feel like talking about now that I'm really angry. I had some other things that I said earlier, but I feel like they lose their meaning right now with how mad I am about losing the first 2 videos that I tried to record. So if anybody has any questions they'd like me to answer, just leave them in the comment box and I'll try to answer them. And just understand that if you know or live with somebody that goes through the same thing, or are close to somebody, that every day is a minute-by-minute survival process of just teetering on the edge of snapping. And cut them a little bit of slack, let them mess up, and be there to pick them up when they fall down.